They laughed when I asked for a place to sleep. They slammed the door when I said I had nothing. But the child everyone rejected gave me everything. I stood on the sidewalk holding a torn backpack and a lie heavy enough to break my own heart. That morning, I was still Richard Coleman, founder of one of the largest construction companies in the state. A man whose signature could move millions. A man people stood up for in meetings. But today, I was just an old man pretending to be homeless. And I was about to test my children. For years, I believed money protected my family. I believed giving them everything meant love. Houses, cars, education, connections. I thought I was building their future. What I didn't realize, I was also building monsters. It started 3 weeks earlier, in my office on the 40th floor. My sons called me on the same day. Ethan wanted $150,000 to expand his consulting firm. Mark needed help covering losses from a bad investment. Neither asked how I was. Neither asked if I was tired. But my daughter, Lily, didn't call at all. And that wasn't surprising. Lily was the family disappointment. She had gone to prison at 22 for taking the blame for her abusive boyfriend's crime, a mistake that cost her everything: career, reputation, respect. When she came out, she worked 2 jobs, lived in a small apartment, and stayed quiet at family gatherings. My sons barely acknowledged her, and if I'm honest, neither did I. That night, I made a decision that scared even me. I would disappear. I told my lawyer to spread the story: bankruptcy, lawsuits, total collapse. I dressed in old clothes, let my beard grow, slept 2 nights at a bus station. Then I went knocking. First stop, Ethan's house, a gated community, marble driveway, 2 luxury cars. He opened the door, saw me, and froze. "Dad," he whispered, looking around. "What are you doing dressed like that?" I told him everything. Lost the company, lost the house, needed a place to sleep. His face hardened. "This isn't a good time," he said. "My clients come over here, people talk." Then he closed the gate. Second stop, Mark. He listened, nodded, pretended to care. Then handed me a $100 bill like I was a stranger. "Go to a motel," he said. "I can't have this affecting my image." 2 sons, 2 doors closed, 2 pieces of my heart gone. By the time I reached Lily's apartment, it was dark and cold. I almost didn't knock. She lived in a run-down building above a laundromat. I rang the bell. She opened the door and gasped. "Dad," she said, eyes wide. "What happened?" I told her the same lie. She didn't hesitate. She didn't look around to see who was watching. She grabbed my arm and pulled me inside. "You're freezing," she said. "Sit down. I'll make soup." Her apartment was tiny, 1 bedroom, old furniture, but it was warm. That night I lay on the couch pretending to sleep, and I heard her crying quietly in the kitchen because she didn't know how she'd afford food if I stayed longer. The next morning there was a knock at the door. Lily opened it. My lawyer stepped in, followed by security. I stood up straight. "My name," I said calmly, "is Richard Coleman, and this was a test." Lily stared at me in shock. Later that day, my sons arrived, angry, confused, until they saw the documents. They lost their inheritance. Their companies lost my contracts. Everything they had vanished. I turned to Lily. "The only one who treated me like a father," I said, "will inherit everything." She didn't cry because of the money. She cried because, for the first time, she was chosen.